Tierra Audio Canyon 16 Summy Mixer. What is this? So before jump into the review of the Tierra Audio Canyon 16 Summy Mixer, I have to send a huge thanks to Milk Audio Store that they basically sent me these to check out here for you. So if you are interested to try out and to purchase this unit, you have the link in the description to know more about the product directly from Milk Audio Store. So what is a Summy Mixer? Well, basically the concept of the Summy Mixer is to have an analog mixer console in a really compact unit. As you can see here, we have 16 channels and you have the possibility to drive each channel and to pan each channel. So what is a Summy Mixer? Summy Mixer basically is a unit like this one where you basically inside you have some transformers, you can create saturation, transistors, so the signal pass through all these components and basically can gain some harmonics. And it's really useful for people that usually mix totally in the box to get some harmonics distortion out from your computer. Let me introduce all the features of this Canyon and then we will listen how this unit sounds. As you can see in the front panel is really great because we have this cherry wood panel, really great, really elegant, and this is the style of all the unit of Tierra Audio. We have 16 different channels, so this means that we have the possibility to drive and to mix analogically, it's correct, analogically, all the different channels. So for example, the first channel here, you can drive it and you can create some harmonic distortion and you can pan it left, right, center, and so on and so forth. So if you are using, of course, a stereo channels, you will use two of these channels and one will be pan hard left and the second pan hard right. The second section, as you can see, you have here the overall output, which is called master, and as you can see in the first part you have the percentage up to 100, which is basically the 0 dB of output, or you can also raise a bit this master volume to create maybe some harmonics on the outputs. Then you have the possibility to insert a unit to make maybe some equalization or to maybe make some parallel compression, and this is really useful. The blend knob here, as you can see, is also clicked because if you go to 0 is hard bypassed, and then you can also blend the parallel compression, for example. Two really great view meter, really precise, the power button that will light up, and of course you have two settings for the kind of sound that you can get from the Summy Mixer. The clean position, which is basically the most transparent sound that you can get, and the so-called ONF. This ONF is basically saturation of the two Lundar transformers, and basically you can get more round sound on the bass. This is what I listened on the test. Talking about the connection, as you can see, you have two D-sub connection called also DB25 for all your input. Then you have the insert, which is in TRS connection, the overall output in XLR with gold plated pins, and here you can see there is this connection that is called mix bus in out. This is useful to connect other unit of Canyon. So if 16 channels are not enough for you, you can connect other unit together, okay, and this unit will communicate each other. Okay, so now let's listen how this sounds. So let's move on my desk. So as you can see here, I have the Tierra Audio Canyon. It's all connected to my Orion Studio Synergy Core. Basically, I'm sending all the 16 outputs, physical outputs from the Orion Studio, and then of course I'm going out from the Summy Mixer to again the Orion Studio Synergy Core to record all. Let me show you here on my Studio One session. Basically I have this song that is from Funkitude, is a funk, of course, band here in Turin, and this song is I Can Feel. Let me show you how this song sounds. So in the box, okay, all the mix in the box. As you can see here, I have also the mix down, so I can isolate this one and basically the mixdown sounds like this. Let me show you here. So there are some backing track for vocals, a really great drum, bass, keyboard, guitars, and of course vocals. Now let me show you how to use the 𝙤𝙬 mixer. So I've already shown you in the video about the 𝙤𝙬 mixer of the Ďegrr, but again it's the same project. So as you can see, I can go here on the preferences, setup song, and here on the output basically I've managed all in this way. So basically I'm going out with the kick, which is stereo, snare, stereo, toms, overhead and room of the drum, of course, bass, guitar and vocals. On the guitars I'm sending also the keyboard. So this is all my 16 outputs. Of course I'm not using the main 1 and 2 output because the 1 and 2 are for my main monitor. So I have to use only my 14 outputs. So as you can see here, I have all the outputs. So kick, snare, toms, overhead, and so on and so forth. And I have to send each individually to my output. So for example, as you can see here, I have my kick and it's going to the kick. Snare, 1, 2, and 3 snares are going to the snare. Overhead, my hi-hat, for example, these are all my toms, and as you can see is going out to the toms. So all this project has been sent to the Tierra audio, and here as you can see I can manage all the drive and pan per each track. So for example, the stereo has been pan left, hard left and hard right, and so on and so forth. Let me show you now the results. So if now I play the song, I cannot listen anything because it's running here on my Tierra audio. I can lower or increase the volume of the master, and basically I have to listen the print which is here on my Orion 3 and 4. So I can, for example, open here print and it's stereo from the print channel. And here, if I arm this one, now I can listen. Okay. As you can see, this is the overall output. I have basically all the drive per each channel. So if I want, for example, the kick, more kick. Okay. This is the kick with beat. Snare. This is the room. Then here I have the bass. Here I have, for example, the guitar, I guess. Yes. Okay, this is the guitar, and finally the vocal. Okay, so I did the test in a different way. So one test with all the drive all the way up to get the volume as loudest as possible without clipping, of course, and I managed with the master here, with this master. So for example, right now is all the way with the drive all the way up. So as you can listen, and you can see here, this is the correct amount, so I can lower just a bit more to stay here. As you can see, I'm not clipping, but it's really loud, okay? It's okay. This is the first test, and this has been done in clean. As you can see here is clean or off in 2 positions, so both in clean and off position. Then the second test will be done with the Tierra audio with the master higher. So all the knobs will be at the none, at 0, and the master will be placed like +5, okay? Let's listen now the differences. I've already recorded all, so I can show you here. these are my test audios. Okay, so as you can see here, I have in the box track, then I have the print of the 𝙢 position, the print of the clean position, and the print with the master high, but all the drive will be at the none. So let's listen the differences and if there are some differences.
But I don't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it.
In the box.
But I love it. Whoa, I don't feel my face when I'm with you. I don't feel my face. But I love it. But I love it. But I love it. And I don't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it. Whoa, I don't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it.
Okay, so it's really difficult to get some differences, but there are some differences, and probably through YouTube it's really difficult to listen because there is this compression and the differences are really subtle. So if you are a member of my YouTube channel, or if you are not member, you can join my YouTube channel, you can download for free the mixdown per each kind of settings, so you can do the test in your DAW and make some decision if you're interested to purchase something. So listen again and I show you the differences in the box.
But I don't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it. Whoa.
Okay, listen to the snare, to the drum overall. Here, the difference between in the box and the 𝙢 or clean.
But I don't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it. Whoa.
The drum is much more in your face with the Tierra audio, and pay attention that all the songs has been leveled, okay? If you listen that the snare is just a bit lower, it's not volume, it's a difference in the shape of transient and so on and so forth. So the volume are the same, but I can clearly listen that in the box the drum is just a bit muffled, so it's not really in focus, but with the Tierra audio is much more in your face. And it's really strange because with the Tierra audio, the signal pass through all the transformers, transistors, capacitors, and so on and so forth. So it's really strange that I have more detailed sound in the Tierra audio. Gain.
But I love it. But I love it. Whoa, I don't feel my face when I'm with you. I don't feel my face.
Now let's listen to the difference between the 𝙢 and the clean setting.
But I don't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it. Whoa, I don't feel my face when I'm with you. I don't feel my face. But I love it. But I love it. But I love it. And I don't feel my face.
Okay, here the differences are really subtle, really difficult to listen them, but in the 𝙢 I listen really just a bit more rounded bass, just a bit, almost unlistenable, trust me. And it's a pity because I wanted to listen much more differences with this character, because with the 𝙢 basically the signal will pass through two different Londal transformers in serial, I think in serial, but there will be much more harmonics, and I can listen these harmonics on the bass, but it's really subtle, guys, really subtle. Now let's listen to the differences with the master high, okay? For example, between clean and the master high. The master high has been done with the 𝙢, okay, to emphasize the 𝙢 character. But let's listen.
But I don't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it. Whoa, I don't feel my face when I'm with you. I don't feel my face. But I love it. But I love it. But I love it. And I don't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it. Whoa, I don't feel my face when I'm with you.
Really subtle, but I can feel that the The print with the master a bit lower, so with the drive, basically with all the knobs, the drive all the way up, is just a bit glued a bit more, while with the master all the way high is just a bit more defined, the sound. There is not too much compression, okay? But it's really, really subtle, guys, really, really subtle.
But I can't feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it. Whoa, I can't feel my face when I'm with you. I can't feel my face. But I love it. But I love it.
Yeah, definitely the in the box sounds not so power, okay? There are something missing, and I really appreciate that with the Tierra Audio it sounds better.
Feel my face when I'm with you. But I love it. But I love it. Whoa, I can't feel my face when I'm with you. I can't feel my face. But I love it. But I love it.
Yes, the clean is the most defined, while the 𝙬𝙀 and the master high are pretty similar, guys, pretty similar. So guys, as you heard, there are some differences, but not so emphasized. Really depends also on the music that you are going to produce, on the instruments and how much you drive all these instruments. And for this reason, I think the 𝙤𝙬 mixer are really useful for people that used to mix in the box, so only in the box with plugins. If you want to get more harmonics on the bass frequencies, the 𝙤𝙬 mixers are really great. And this mix, I think, has been done also all the way in the box. I don't think that I used some analog. I don't think, but could be. I don't know. Anyway, with the Tierra Audio sounds different, and I really like the pristine clean, which is really defined in the transients, while the 𝙬𝙀 and the master sounds really similar. 𝙤𝙬 mixers usually cost a lot, so if you want to purchase some gear for your home studio, I can suggest you to save money to purchase, for example, equalizer, tube equalizer, compressor, maybe the 𝙤𝙬 mixer for another step, because in my opinion they cost too much to justify the overall sound that you can get. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think about this test, and remember that if you join my YouTube channel you can download for free these mix downs to make your decision, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.